Hey, FBC parents and students. As you know, our church is going to begin phase 1 of a 3-phase strategy of reopening our church this Sunday, May 24th. That means this Sunday we're going to be meeting in person for the first time in 10 weeks. On a personal note, I cannot wait, and I hope you're as excited to begin gathering as I am. If you have questions on what the 3 phases are, how we're going to strategically gather and encourage social distancing, or even what opportunities we have to offer in the first phase, you can find all that information and much more at our website at fbctampa.org/reopeningcampusguide or on our Facebook page. That all being said, today I want to tell you what student ministry is going to look like the next few weeks. As a part of phase 1, we're going to start meeting for Wednesday night worship again next week, May 27th, during our regular worship time of 6:15 to 7:30 p.m., and I could not be more excited. But you need to know that our time of worship is going to look a little bit different than usual. I'm intentionally standing in our church gym right now because for the first few weeks we gather as a student ministry, we're going to gather in this gym, the second largest space on our campus. Here in the gym, we're going to set up a stage to get our lights put up in here. We're going to get our band in here. And we're going to set up round tables to promote safe social distancing all around the room. Our service may look a little different than usual, as I already said. It may be simpler. It may be a little more stripped down than it normally would be. But it will still be a great time of worship together. We were created to be together. I think most of us have either been reminded of that or have come to realize that over the past 2 months. Isolation is difficult, and it's not what God has intended for His children over long periods of time. All throughout Scripture, in fact, you see the importance of God's people meeting together, the miraculous things that are accomplished when God's people are together, the presence of God amongst His people when they are together, and the prayer of God for us to be spiritually and relationally together, not even mentioning the commands that can only be obeyed when we are physically together. It's for these reasons and many more that next week we will be beginning a short series together called Together. I truly believe being together is something we all need, and I think we will all feel that next week. Now, that being said, I want to make sure that we create space for anyone who does not yet feel comfortable gathering again just yet. While at the beginning of service next Wednesday, we'll be setting some specific and serious ground rules in order to respect one another's distance, it will be very difficult, as you can imagine, for anyone to be able to perfectly police every student from giving a high five and standing too close to one another. Therefore, if you feel uncomfortable sending your student to student ministry at this time, know that we totally and completely understand. Each and every parent has to make the decision they feel best for their student, and we respect and we realize your God-given role to protect, care, and disciple your student to the best of your ability. Therefore, we're going to do our best to live stream our worship service on our Facebook and Instagram pages every Wednesday night from here in the gym for those who are not able to make it. Now, you may also have questions about Sunday morning. Our core groups, as you know, are held in small rooms that make it impossible to adequately social distance. So during phase 1, our entire church will continue to meet online for core groups, including, of course, student ministry core groups. Because we'll start back this Sunday with 2 service options, our church-wide core groups are meeting at many different times of their own choosing. So after deliberate thought and careful consideration, I've made the decision to have our core group leaders host their core group times during our normal time frame of 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Our core groups will promptly end at 10:15 a.m. so you and your family can attend our 11 a.m. service. So students, what does that mean for you? It means you got to be ready to go to church when you begin your core group, instead of in bed, to make sure that you have time to get to church right after core group. So just like you used to back in the old days when we met here at the church for core groups, you'll need to have your church clothes on. You'll need to be ready to attend our in-person service. While the 9:30 to 10:15 core group time, hear me, may not be a perfect option for all, we believe this to be the best option for most. While I love and value our student core groups, even greater than that, I value the time that you get to have with your student in corporate worship even more. So even if you miss core group student for a limited period of time because the 8:30 a.m. option is the best service time for your family, I pray you still enjoy that time of family worship as well as the sweet time of fellowship with the church family. I hope you're as excited about things returning to normal as I am. It will be a great joy to be able to see y'all back in person soon, to play some games together, and most importantly, worship together.